All right, fellow go-rounders. I'm back here again. I am going to review the classic series X-Men Vintage, all six figures, starting with Iceman. So this Iceman right here, not one of my favorite figures by any means. I feel kind of it's like a simple illustration of Iceman. I mean, it gets the job done, but I feel like it's a very lousy representation. Um, I do like the added articulation, how Wolverine has it. It gives you quite some poses if you want to do them. Got the articulation back here, so it definitely could give you a cool couple of poses. Articulated here and legs. So overall, this figure has beautiful articulation, just how the Wolverine figures do. The side right here is actually like glued on, unlike the female figures for once, because that's very annoying with the female figures. It just wobbles up and down, and it's, I don't know, very, very out of taste, which would I think. Here you have Iceman's head sculpt. It's good for what it is. I feel like more details should be added to it. He kind of comes off as being like a Silver Surfer type character. He has like glitter all over his body. I feel like he should have been given a more Iceman look. And this figure brings no accessories aside from the Iceman thing right here, which at least it's something, don't get me wrong. Maybe he should have had some extra hands or something like that. Usually I have noticed that in this vintage figures with those vintage cards, they don't really bring too much accessories, and they don't bring no build-a-figure piece. So you would think Hasbro would include more accessories with the figures, but on the contrary, they don't really include accessories and no build-a-figure piece, which is pretty strange. But this figure right here, it has for one peg hook, or if you want to do this one, but it only has one. So that kind of defeats the purpose of it standing. I stand it on my shelf and it falls a lot, so you might have to get your pose correctly as you want. I have it posed like this on my shelf. So sometimes it does fall over, sometimes it does stay on. Overall, not a bad figure by any means. Not a great figure by any means, but it gets justice done. Right now, these figures are on very good sale on a couple websites, so if you're having any doubts or you're thinking about passing them up, I suggest just picking them up. It's a great addition to the vintage X-Men figures. And as I said in my last video, I love classic characters, classic illustrations of characters, and X-Men is one of my all-time favorites. I grew up with X-Men, and it is just the tops. So this was my review of the first figure from the vintage X-Men wave. I'm going to be bringing you all five remaining as we go on to the next round.